I think it's a very dangerous idea if that progress is harmful. And this gets back to what Sheikh Abdullah bin Bayah pointed out of the idea of harm, the prohibition of harm, and reciprocating harm. So one of the really tragic aspects of modern technology, I think, is the alienating nature of the technology, the distraction of the technology, the fact that we're constantly checking our cell phones, we're constantly being distracted. Well, it's very interesting that Bethlehem, which was the first mental hospital in England, was actually called Bethlehem for the incurably distracted. We forget that distraction in English actually means mentally deranged. Right? And so Franz Kafka, who I consider actually a formidable theologian, said that evil is whatever distracts. And the great Catholic tradition has acedia as one of the 7 deadly sins, which could be interpreted, sometimes it's translated as sloth, meaning like a spiritual laziness. But it was actually understood by the great church desert fathers as distractibility, this idea of constantly being distracted. And I think this is what a lot of people are suffering from. So we now have a massive mental illness crisis. There are many, many factors to it, but I think one of the real factors is the types of technology that our young people are being exposed to and are growing up with. We have a fentanyl crisis in the United States that's taking about 55,000 lives a year. Marx reminded us when he said that religion was the sigh of the oppressed creatures, the heart of a heartless world, and the soul of soulless conditions. It is the opium of the people. In other words, Marx was actually trying to understand why people needed religion. Well, part of the reason was to numb them of the pain of the world, because it's a difficult place to be. If we don't have religion, then opium becomes the opium of the people. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, warned us of the latter days, the antichristic period. One of the things that he told us about the Antichrist, that he would make the sky pour forth rain, he would make the blind see, cure the leopard, he would have mountains of wheat to satiate the poor who would follow him in hopes of gaining that benefit. He said that he would travel in every city in 40 days. They asked him how he would do that. He said, like a wind that leaves behind a cloud. And so I think it's very interesting that we have to really think seriously about where this technology is going. Because I travel a lot. I go to universities. I walk through colleges. I see everybody bent over these machines. Something really has changed in a very short period of time. And change should always be considered with great deliberation. So where we're going, I don't know. But I think we have to think seriously about the dangers of AI, what people are going to do, and then also cui bono. Who benefits from artificial intelligence? Who benefits from it? When we eliminate all these jobs, when people get universal incomes, what are they going to do? How are they going to live? What is the purpose of life? What type of meaning in life will they have? I think these are all serious questions that we have to greatly consider. Our prophet, in conclusion, has one of the verses that was revealed in the Quran. It's a great question. It's a question that was well known in this city, Quo Vadis. Where then are you going? The Quran says, فَأَيْنَ تَذْهَبُونَ? Where then are you going? And I think this is something we have to ask ourselves, because God allows U-turns on the road of life. And I think the possibilities of metanoia should be very seriously considered. Thank you.